वो डिटेल में हम देखेंगे आगे. बट द थिंग इज, यहाँ पर हम बात कर रहे हैं अपॉर्चुनिटी की. यूके में जो रिटायरमेंट फंड होता है, एचएमआरसी क्यूरॉप्स जिसको कहते हैं, एचएमआरसी का क्यूरॉप्स फंड होता है, उसके बारे में हम बात करने वाले हैं आज. या
ओके, सो इन सिंपल टर्म्स, सिंपल तरीके से मैं आपको बता देता हूँ. यूके में किस कोई गया है, उसने वहां पर काम किया है, तो उनका एक पेंशन फंड जनरेट हुआ है. अभी वो पेंशन फंड इंडिया लाना है बिना कोई टैक्स या चार्ज भरे यूके में. तो उसके लिए एक ही ऑप्शन होता है, वो है
Recording in
क्यूरॉप्स,
progress.
क्वालिफाइंग रिकॉग्नाइज्ड ओवरसीज पेंशन स्कीम. इसके बारे में हम डिटेल में बात करेंगे. But before that, I think Darshan, we should invite Lata ma'am to share her thoughts around QROPS, her insights, right?
या ओके. सो लता मैम, आर यू अराउंड? अच्छा, आई नीड टू मेक हर अ पोस्ट.
Yeah.
Hi, Lata ma'am, you are there?
Yes, yes. Good morning. Can you please remove this screen, Kshitij?
Yeah, I'll just remove.
Let the audience be on instead of the presentation.
Yeah.
First of all, a big good morning to all my Max family agency here. Thank you, Kshitij and Darshan, for inviting me to talk about QROPS. QROPS was not launched today from Access Max Life. It was done way long ago, maybe in 2013-14 onwards. And those days we used to actually even NHS pensions were transferred. The good news was in UK, all those people who work in UK and who are salaried or employed, okay, they have a set amount of money which goes towards pension, which goes towards healthcare, and which goes towards other investments. The biggest chunk of their money goes for their retirement. Okay, so there is a formula there, depending on your salary, how much of your money will be going as pension to NHS. And they also, like we have in India for PF, there also they have an option of putting extra money from their own pocket towards their pension. The reason being, UK has got one of the world's highest taxation brackets. For up to, I think, around 12,500 pounds or more, there is no tax. Beyond that, there will be in slabs, just like in India, they have a 5%, 10%.
Yeah, it goes up to 45%.
Up to 45%. So people who earn 100,000 pounds, 100,000 pounds, that is 1 lakh pounds or more, pay approximately 45%, which means half their salary is gone towards taxation. So all the people who work in India, from India, most of them are employed as, doctors, professionals, IT professionals, scientists, all these people, they come under this bracket, and everybody keeps complaining that all the pension is going, all the money is going away to the government, and only 50% of their money is left with them. Right? So their biggest challenge is that all the taxation, after tax, only 55% is there in pocket. And in India, we cry for 30% also. Right? So they have one choice. What they say is, if you want to save taxation there, the only thing you can do there are two things. Number one, you can contribute from your personal pocket towards NHS pension. And how much can you contribute? Up to 40,000 pounds. Up to 40,000 pounds you can put away as pension. For this, there will be no tax, which means if you are earning 100,000, you can minus that 40,000 in that, and you pay that much, 45% less tax on that. What is 45% on 40,000? Quite a bit, right? Around 1,600 odd pounds. So that is number one. Number two, they also have a second option. Last time when this NRI business was happening, I already spoke about this, they have ISA, individual saving scheme, where they can put up to 20,000 pounds, and this money does not go to NHS. It's not fixed in NHS. You can invest it in any investment fund of your choice. It could be in debt investment, it could be equity investment. You can invest anywhere you like. And this 20,000 also does not attract tax. So these are the only two things which are available for UK citizens to reduce their taxation. Okay, and every individual who is earning can put 20,000 from their pocket, and if they have children, they can put, I think, 9,000 pounds in a child's education plan or whatever they want. 9,000 per child they can put away in ISA and invest it if they know how to invest it, where to invest it, and they get tax benefit on it. So who can benefit out of QROPs? Earlier, NHS we were allowing, and I myself have done a few NHS transfers to India. One of the person who had moved back to India, a doctor who got 2 doctors, I moved their pension here. At that point of time, I think he had around 1 crore in his bucket, which we moved it here. And since then, I think it has moved to 3-odd crores. And he's very happy. And he's still working. So that pension fund is really growing. So this is one thing we could do. But now NHS is not allowed. After, I think, a few 5-6 years ago, they stopped NHS pension QROPs to India. Right. Now we are allowed only to move pension fund. Now, another thing is there are a lot of companies where all these companies don't take pension and put it in NHS. They have different private pensioner associations, like, they have Allianz, they have some 2-3 other companies which are
Aviva, Standard
Aviva
Life
is there, Standard Life is there, Alliance is there. So these are all privatized companies where employees' money is going as pension. And Access Max Life can pull out money from these privatized institutions to India. And that is what is allowed now. Okay. So the first point everybody, all of you should understand is, if that person is working still in UK and he wants to move his fund to India, is it possible? No, it is not possible. That person has to come back to India. Only when he comes back to India, he can transfer that as QROPs. Now, that is the condition number 1. What is condition 2? Most of these people are not aware in UK that when they come back, what they think is, because that money is invested in a pension fund, they have to withdraw that money and then bring that money to India or invest it there only. So when they withdraw the money from all these pension funds, again, they will be paying up to 45% tax in whichever slab they are, which is huge money. So I was talking to one of my clients recently who's planning to move to India this year, and he has got approximately 2.5 CR worth of money in that pension fund. And when he checked with the employer, when I leave, can I take this out? They said, yes, you can take out this money, but only thing is you need to pay 45% tax on this fund, and then we will give you the rest of the money. You can take it to India if you want to. So that's when I stepped in and I talked to him, and I sent him a brochure and I told him, listen, boss, you do not have to pay that 45% tax. If you move the entire pension fund from your pension fund directly to our Access Max Life pension fund, single premium under QROPs, the percentage of taxation you pay is 0. Which means entire 2.5 CR what he has in his account will be moved to India without a single rupee of tax being paid in UK. How awesome is that? So if you know people like this who are moving, maybe this year, maybe next year, maybe in 6 months, maybe they have already moved, but they have not touched their pension because they have to pay huge taxes, please get in touch with these kind of people. Ask questions from your relatives and friends who live in the UK or who have moved recently to India. Ask them if they have somebody who's coming, and explain to them that this is what is happening. If you get your pension and you withdraw the pension there, you lose half your money. if you want to save all the hard-earned savings you have put in your pension and you want to move it without paying a single rupee tax in UK, then talk to me. We will help you do the QROPS without paying any single rupee tax. Get it to India. Either, and one more thing I was telling recently in the NRI meeting, the pensionable age in the UK now is 67. So even if their pension stays in the UK, many people will say, okay, it is in pounds, I will get it in pounds, let it stay there. You know, I don't want to touch that money. Pound value is always increasing. So when I get that money, it will be bigger money. Why should I touch it? This is one objection you may get. Why should I move it to India? India money is less. It is 115 rupees today as we speak per pound. So they say you may get this kind of a query that I will not touch my pension, let it stay there. When I get my pension, I will use those pounds to spend it here in India and I'll have more money. Wrong. The question is, will you wait till you are 67 to get your pension? How many more years are you going to be alive after that to enjoy this?
Powerful point. Ma'am, just allow me, I'm just holding you back for 2 minutes. मैं थोड़ा सा हिंदी में बता देता हूँ सबके बेनिफिट के लिए. जो लता मैम ने बताया, मुझे जो समझ में आया, मैं हिंदी में बता देता हूँ हमारे कुछ नॉर्थ और यहाँ के लोगों के लिए. देखो क्या अपॉर्चुनिटी है. सबसे पहले तो ये समझना है, ये केवल यूके के लिए है, किसी और कंट्री के लिए नहीं है. यूके में भी कौन सा सेगमेंट हम बात कर रहे हैं, जो वहां से रिटायर होके इंडिया आने वाले हैं या आ चुके हैं ऐसे लोग. अगर आप देखो यूके में आज मैडम ने स्टार्ट में कहा 45% तक टैक्स है. तो लोग वहां पे क्या करते हैं, व्हाइल वर्किंग, अगर मैं यूके में काम कर रहा हूँ तो 45% टैक्स इज लाइक हाफ ऑफ माई टैक्स वहां पे चला जा रहा है. तो मैं पेंशन में जरूर पैसा वहां पे इन्वेस्ट करूंगा ड्यूरिंग माई सैलरी डेज. तो मैं अगर पेंशन में पैसे इन्वेस्ट कर रहा हूँ तो पेंशन वहां पे एक्यूमुलेट हो रहा है, राइट. बट वो पैसा जब भी मैं रिटायर होने के बाद निकालना चाहता हूँ.
दर्शन इधर एक आपके लिए एक पॉइंट आपको ऐड करना पड़ेगा कि जो पेंशन जा रहा है वो पेंशन तो हमारा जैसा पीएफ में जैसे जा रहा है 12% जो भी है वो तो कंपलसरी जा रहा है. एम्प्लॉयर के कंपनी तरफ से भी जा रहा है और एम्प्लॉई के तरफ से भी जा रहा है. मगर अगर आपको वो 45% टैक्स थोड़ा कम करना पड़ेगा तो वॉलेंटरी पेंशन भी कर सकते हो आप. अब अगर आप वॉलेंटरी पेंशन कर सकते हो अप टू 40,000 पाउंड आप वहां पे एक्स्ट्रा पे कर सकते हो. तो बहुत सारे लोग क्या करते हैं यूके में, टैक्स सेविंग के लिए उनका खुद का पैसा 40,000 पाउंड वॉलेंटरीली वो लोग वहां पे कर रहे हैं.
दिस इज अप टू 40,000 पर एनम की लिमिट है ये.
यस
पर एनम 40,000
पर सैलरीड पर्सन
पर पर्सन पर एनम 40,000 पाउंड की लिमिट है. तो इतनी बड़ी अमाउंट अगर मैं सैलरीड हूं तो रेदर देन पेइंग 45% टैक्स, मैं तो यही ऑप्ट करूंगा लता मैम कि मैं इसमें इन्वेस्ट करूं पेंशन में, राइट. तो
यस. सो जो लोग जस्ट जितना गवर्नमेंट चाहता है उतना भी पेंशन डालते हैं. दूसरा ये है कि खुद का भी इन्वेस्टमेंट करते हैं वो लोग, क्योंकि उसको टैक्स बचाना है. तो दोनों तरफ से उनको फायदा है. दैट इज वन थिंग यू हैव टू रिमेम्बर. पीपल शुड चेक. मतलब अगर आप पेंशन के बारे में बात कर रहे हो तो पहले ये पूछो कि आपका स्टैंडर्ड डिडक्शन जा रहा है कि आप वॉलंटरी भी कुछ कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहे हो पेंशन के लिए, टैक्स सेव करने के लिए. ये दोनों पॉइंट बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है.
राइट. तो अप्रोक्सीमेटली वहां पर, क्योंकि यू बीन देयर, आप वहां पे बहुत सारे लोगों से मिले हो मैम, सो व्हाट इज योर पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस आउट ऑफ 10 सैलरीड पर्संस, कितने लोग यहाँ पे इन्वेस्ट करते होंगे अपार्ट फ्रॉम स्टैंडर्ड डिडक्शन जो सैलरी से होता है पीएफ जैसा वो अलग, उसके अलावा कितने लोग करते होंगे आउट ऑफ 10?
जिसका भी सैलरी 100,000 पाउंड से ज्यादा है, जिसको ज्यादा टैक्स भरना पड़ता है, वो लोग में से 10 में से 5 लोग वॉलंटरी पेंशन में डालते हैं. जैसे कि मेरा बेटी और मेरी दामाद भी वो शुरू कर दिया है.
ग्रेट.
क्योंकि उनका टैक्स का बहुत ये होता है.
ओके. सो मतलब मैं इसलिए पूछ रहा था क्योंकि ये फूल बहुत बड़ा है. आप देखो मैम कह रहे 50% लोग तो इसमें इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं. तो आपको बहुत सारे ऐसे प्रोस्पेक्ट मिलेंगे जिनका अब तक ये फंड एक्यूमुलेट हो चुका है. अब जिनका ये फंड एक्यूमुलेट हो चुका है पेंशन का, अगर वो इंडिया में आ रहे हैं, आने वाले हैं या आ चुके हैं, तो वो आपके राइट प्रोस्पेक्ट है. जिनका वहां पर यूके में पेंशन का फंड बन चुका है, वॉलंटरी जिन्होंने पेंशन में डाला है, वो आपके प्रोस्पेक्ट है. आई एम श्योर आपको अभी समझ में आया होगा हम किसके बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. ये क्यूरॉप्स क्या है, HMRC क्या है, जो भी यूके में काम कर रहे हैं, जो पेंशन फंड में इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं, जैसे मैम बता रही है जो हाई टैक्स ब्रैकेट में, उसमें ऑलमोस्ट 50% लोग इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं, तो उनका जब कॉर्पस एक्यूमुलेट होगा या जब वो रिटायर होंगे 55 एज पे, 60 एज पे, तब वो जो कॉर्पस बनेगा, अब वो कॉर्पस अगर वो इंडिया में आना चाहते हैं तो वहां यूजुअली कॉर्पस नहीं रखेंगे, और जब वो कॉर्पस बंद करना चाहेंगे, निकालना चाहेंगे, उस वक्त उनको हेवी टैक्स देना पड़ेगा अप टू 45%, राइट क्षितिज?
45%
Right.
टैक्स करना पड़ेगा।
हम यहाँ पर क्या कह रहे हैं, हमारा सॉल्यूशन क्या है कि आप वो पेंशन, जैसे वहां पर पेंशन है यूके में, सेम पेंशन इंडिया में भी ट्रांसफर कर सकते हो हमारे लाइफ इंश्योरेंस प्रोडक्ट में, जो आपको अट्रैक्टिव रिटर्न दे सकता है। तो दिस इज द स्टोरी ऑफ यूरोप्स। या लता मैम?
अच्छा, इसमें एक और पॉइंट लता मैम ने बोला, बहुत ही वैलिड पॉइंट है कि 67 से पहले दे कैन नॉट विड्रॉ पेंशन इन यूके, राइट? उनको पेंशन मिलना चालू नहीं होगा 67 तक। एक और चीज है जो यूके में रखती है, दैट इज इनहेरिटेंस टैक्स, which is 55% of the value, right?
Oh.
So Lata ma'am will talk about it, please ma'am.
Yes.
Please.
So ऐसा है कि अगर आपको कोई if you know somebody who is coming to India, or you know somebody has already come to India and they have pension not in NHS but some other private company, please approach them, ask them what is your contribution there, check with them how much is the money, and tell them that we can move your money, and in a single premium we can give immediate annuity जो अगर उनका 58 years age है तो he does not have to wait for 10 more years to get pension। अगर वो यूके में पैसा छोड़ेंगे तो उनको 10 साल और 9 साल और वेट करना पड़ेगा पेंशन निकालने के लिए, मगर यहाँ इंडिया में आपको तुरंत पेंशन मिलेगा। यू विल गेट इमीडिएट पेंशन, and that pension will be guaranteed for the rest of your life. You can choose pension guaranteed as long as I am alive, guaranteed as long as my spouse is alive, and with return of premium also. So this is one of the best things that they can get. It's too good to be true to believe for them, that I get pension and it is given to me right away. I get my wife also is covered as long as she is alive, because women outlive men at least by a decade. So you have to make them understand, boss, this pension is not just for you, it is for your wife. Who will take care of your wife if you are not there? She will also get the same kind of pension that you are getting today, as long as both of you are alive. And after both your lives, we are not even going to touch your corpus. We are going to return that to your children, and we are going to create a legacy for you. मतलब आप पैसा भी खाओ और पैसा भी छोड़ो. How good is that, isn't it? So you need to talk to them and tell them that this is what can happen to you. And if you retire at 58, you may live for 30 years or 25 years. Your spouse may live for another 10 more years. So 35 to 40 years, we are guaranteeing this pension for you. And it will come month on month, right? And you can withdraw this money after you are not there, then this money can go to the children. Now we have a lot of variations also in our pension, swag pension. We have increasing pension for people who are interested in inflationary corrected. We have, return of premium in at the age of 10 years or after the age of 70, where 50% is money given back to them, which again may interest some of the people. So these are a lot of variations. First of all, know your product very well, so that you can pitch and make a right solution to suit the client. Suppose the guy is only 58 and he wants pension. His worry will be that, oh my God, all my 3 crores is going into pension. I cannot touch that money at all. What should I do? I'm saving tax, but why should I put all the money here? You can give him a clarification that, yes, this is one fund where you can withdraw 50% when you turn 70. And let him invest it in equity market or real estate or wherever he wants to, or for health, whatever. Rest of the money, he will still be getting pension for that as long as he's alive. So talk to the person, understand his mindset, understand his needs. Whatever his needs are, accordingly we can pitch. The wonder about our products today is it's made so beautifully that we can tailor make. It's a bespoke plan which we can give to all our clients and make them understand that this is what we are giving for the good of you and your family. And we will make sure that you retire with dignity. You will have money for the rest of your life. You don't have to depend on your children. You don't have to depend on, the savings what you have made. what just with your pension we can give you a lifestyle here in India, which is like, amazing thing. Because the cost of living in UK, ask me, I will tell you. If you want to buy one packet of biscuit, it is £1 30. £1 30 is a biscuit packet, which is in Indian rupees approximately 200 rupees, which will be over in 3 days, right? So the cost of living there, and in the same £1 30, you can buy 1 week's grocery here or 1 week's vegetables here. So the cost of living also helps. So you have to make sure these kind of things, when he comes back to India, you can live a better lifestyle here in India with the same kind of pension you are getting than you get there, right? So make sure that you get that money here, transfer it, and customize that pension plan to suit the customer's needs. Sit with him, talk to him, find out his wife and children's education, their ages, what age they were going to, become independent, and how they will start getting this pension, and how their life will be very smooth, and how you will guarantee this return for the rest of their lives. Talk about this, and then we can go ahead and close these plans. So the first and biggest challenge we have in this QROPS is prospecting. Keep asking questions to people. If you know, the moment we're talking to people nowadays, we are always listening. My son is in UK, my daughter is in UK, my friend's son is in UK. Somebody who is telling that this person is working in UK. The moment you know that they're working in UK, take their reference, talk to them, ask them, do you know anybody who's come back to India recently? Do you know somebody who's planning to wind up and come back? Many of them, when children grow up and their parents are aged, come back. Look for signs, ask for parents' age. How old are the parents? Are the parents in India? So a lot of people come back to India for emotional connect. Although they are, even though they become UK citizens, they still come back to India because they feel that parents need them more. So when they come back to India for parents' sake, make sure that you go and approach them. Or before they come also, it is better to talk, because when they come to India, they must have, wound up everything. It's always better to talk to them before they come to India, because then you'll know that, they're winding up, and you can give this choice to them. Many of them have come back after paying taxes. They bought their pension back after paying taxes, which is very sad for them as well as for us. So do the biggest thing, which is prospecting. Talk to them, give them big options of how they can retire here with dignity, and how they can get the rest of their lives very smoothly. And then, one ticket, and you can also become a MDRT in one ticket.
Very well said, ma'am. Very well said. Just one question to you. You have the experience of doing these QROPS transfer.
Yeah.
So was there any resistance from the customer side when you talked about QROPS, explained to them? Was there any kind of resistance, or was the customer happy that there is a way they can transfer?
Yeah. So earlier, when NHS was allowed, we allowed NHS pension to be moved, all the competition was in place. Right. HDFC was doing huge pension transfers, and then, there was this Birla Sun who were doing. In fact, I know of one guy who used to be a British person who took up agency there. And I got to know 3 or 4 people who I talked to. He had already gone ahead and done it, because he used to live there and he knew them better. He had put up offices in every place, and he used to have people there. So the earlier competition was very, very high when, NHS pension was transferring. That was the only challenge we faced. Why Max Life Insurance? Why shouldn't I go to HDFC, or why shouldn't I go to Birla or Tata or whichever company? So that used to be a biggest competition. And otherwise, the rates and the pension things which are giving, we used to have better ones, better rates, and we used to put that as a cross. When HDFC is giving X amount and we are giving X plus 1 amount. So that way we used to beat them and get it. But the first thing is trust. When people are talking about huge money transfer of 3 crores, 4 crores, 5 crores, 6 crores, the biggest thing they will look for is trust. How well you know them. Who is the person who has referred you to them? Can they trust you? Because they are putting that money based on your face value, not because it is HDFC or Axis or whatever company. They want to trust you, and they want to feel that their entire hard-earned life savings is not going to go waste, not going to be misused. and
It is going to be
be
safe.
assured that their pension is going to come as long as they're alive. So the first factor is trust, how well you know them. Second factor, of course, is your own credibility. Credibility plays a very important role. आप कितने साल से काम कर रहे हो, आप एमडीआरटी हो कि नहीं हो, आपके साथ कितने कस्टमर्स जुड़े हुए हैं, अगर आपके कोई कस्टमर उनको जानते हैं तो किसी ने रेफरेंस दिया होगा आपको, और वो रेफरेंस उनको जान पहचान बहुत अच्छा है, इफ यू नो देम वेरी वेल, तो वो दोनों बात करेंगे कि what is Lata Shubhakar doing, since how long is she in Max Life Insurance, how many people has she been servicing, and does she have any qualifications, is she as an MDRT agent. Sorry. These type of things play important role while getting big money. It is not just a company or the interest rate. More
Right.
importantly, because we are doing an emotional sale here. When the emotional sale happens, they have to connect with your emotions. They have to, be on the same lines, on the same page with you when you are talking about their pension. You should be connected to their feelings and their responsibilities. You should convince them that whatever you're doing it for is for their interest and their betterment. So if they understand these things, then even competition does not matter.
Correct. So I'll just share one thing
Yeah.
that I have been doing the QROPS cases myself for the company. So what I have also observed is that if we are able to explain the QROPS process, the regulations clearly to the customer, right? So they are able to trust us, because we are getting the leads also from the direct channel, the direct websites, right? So what's happening is people are not having that kind of a knowledge in the market now. Previously it was there because NHS was allowed, so the companies were more interested in this. Since NHS is not allowed, since the time it has been that so the companies have not put much focus into QROPS, and that kind of knowledge is not available in the market, and the customer is just wondering where to do the QROPS, what is QROPS, or they don't even have the knowledge that they can transfer their pension fund back to India without paying taxes in UK. So that has been my experience. Any inputs of yours in that sense?
Usually people, when they want to move in, they go to their pension company and ask them questions. And can I withdraw this money? How much can I withdraw this money? Any taxation is there for this? If I withdraw it, which is the best company in India to transfer it? So they are doing their own homework because it's their money, right? So they will be very careful. So they themselves would have done a lot of homework before transferring the money or before withdrawing the money. So at this point of time, many of them are also aware that taxation is there. Some of them are not aware. They must be thinking, okay, when I move, I'll move all my fund. So the moment you tell them that if you withdraw, you pay 45% tax, then they are hooked on to you. The moment you tell them that I will not make you pay a single penny tax in UK, if you come to me and through me you move your fund to Max Life, so then they are hooked on and they will stay with you. If they are not aware or if they are aware, both. Okay. So that is one of our biggest USPs, because remember, they have worked for 30, 25, 30 years.
Right.
They are actually the owners of that money. It's their hard-earned money. And if they have to lose, even when they are not going to live there anymore, then it pains. When you're going to live there and you get pension and you get all their benefits there, you get their health care, you get their, good news is for people who are old in UK, they get, the senior citizens get a lot of benefits. They get free buses, free consultation for doctors, free medication. And if they are not put in pension, they also get free pension.
Right.
£2,000 or something, they get pension, even if you have not put any money in your pension fund. So they get all the benefits there. So if you're going to stay there, some people are okay. When I'm young, I have put money. When I'm old, I get the money back in different ways. Trains are free. Some of the places where they go for picnics and historic the museums and stuff like that, everything free for them, for senior citizens. right? So if you're there, it makes sense. But it pinches you more that if you are going to come back to India and you have to pay money there, which means that your money
Absolutely.
is going to pay somebody else and not you. So make this very clear to them that boss, you earned, you put money for pension for yourself, and now when you want to come back to your own motherland, you have to pay that 50%, 45% back, and you will not even get the benefits of this. Somebody else will get the benefits. So then it pinches them and they realize, yes, I don't want to keep that money or withdraw that money. Let me transfer it to India. So that makes a lot of sense. And very important is many of our Indians want to have the financial freedom of retiring much quickly. Even though they come back to India and they're only 58 or 48 or 50, 52, whatever age, they are not going to retire in India because they have a vast experience in the work they have done. When they come back to India, they will get into some job here also, and they're going to get good money for that because they are UK returned, right? They're going to earn still. But if you tell them that even if you don't earn, and even while you're earning, I will take care of your household expenses. You will be getting so much money that even if you don't work, if you want to take a break in between jobs, if you want to go on a holiday for 1 month unpaid leave, you are okay because we are going to give you pension right now, unlike in UK when you have to wait till you are 67 to get the pension. So these are all little things which will make the customer feel good about moving the pension here, and to feel reassured that whether I work or I don't work, whether I live for 100 years or I don't, there is money for me and my family, and all my hard-earned money will go to my children as a legacy. Who doesn't like to give money to their children, right? Everybody
Absolutely.
wants to leave a legacy. Everybody wants to leave some money for the children. So when you make them feel that all these things are available here in India, it is very easy to convince them to move the pension.
Great, great. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am, for the lovely insights you had. And
Yeah,
I think, yeah, Darshan.
yeah, I think, ma'am, as always, you have created very good opportunity out of this. I'm sure everyone, सबको ये एक अपॉर्चुनिटी अब नजर आई होगी कि ये भी मार्केट हम टैप कर सकते हैं. यूजुअली हम एनआरआईज डिफरेंट कंट्रीज जीसीसी कंट्रीज बात करते हैं, बट आई थिंक ये भी एक बहुत बड़ा मार्केट है जहाँ पर हम बड़ा प्रीमियम कलेक्ट कर सकते हैं. यू कैन जस्ट गेट crore of or 2 crore in a one single Curops case, right? So I think we should thank Lata ma'am for her insight today. Last week also she came. This week also consecutively, ma'am, you are coming and taking out time for us. Again, wholeheartedly, thank you so much for your time, ma'am.
Thank you.
So we look forward to for your more interventions in upcoming weeks. So I think Kshitij, you can continue with the few of the slides, as to process and which products we can offer. And before that, if you have any questions for Lata ma'am, you can ask. You can raise your hand or you can write in a chat box.
I think there were some questions. There were some questions.
Yeah. कोई question है क्या क्षितिज?
In case of NRI pension fund brought, how an advisor is benefited. Darshan, you want to take this?
कौन सा वाला क्या question है एक बार पढ़िए आप?
In case of NRI pension fund brought, how an advisor is benefited.
पेंशन फंड आने के बाद एडवाइजर को कैसे बेनिफिट होगा? ऑब्वियसली ये पेंशन फंड का
कमीशन मिलेगा ना बड़ा.
तो आपका कौन से प्रोडक्ट अवेलेबल है क्षितिज, आप बताओ एक बार इसमें.
So we have swag pension plan, we have guaranteed lifetime income plan.
तो जिलिप और स्वैग पेंशन जैसे आप सेल करते हो किसी को, है ना, तो सेम वे आपको बेनिफिट होगा, है ना. जैसे सिंगल पे जिलिप में, सिंगल पे स्वैग पेंशन में जितना आपको कमीशन पे आउट उसमें मिलता है, सेम कमीशन आपको मिलेगा. बट ट्रस्ट अस, दिस विल बी अ लार्जर पोर्टफोलियो. आप इंडिया में लेते हो जिलिप स्वैग पेंशन, उसका पोर्टफोलियो टिकट साइज कम होता है. यहाँ पे इमेजिन करो एक यूके में काम करने वाले पर्सन का पूरे लाइफ टाइम का पोर्टफोलियो हम यहाँ पे ट्रांसफर करने की बात कर रहे हैं. सो इट विल बी इन क्रोर्स मोस्ट प्रोबेबली. या
I think Gorakh ji has raised his hand.
we can unmute वन बाय वन।
बस टू अनम्यूट।
गोरख जी आप सुबह सवाल पूछ सकते हो लता मैडम।
हाँ, मेरा एक सवाल ये था कि यूके कस्टमर्स जो है, अगर उनको कांटेक्ट करना है तो जैसे एनआरआई के लिए ड्राफ्ट मेल ये सब बनाया हुआ है, ड्राफ्ट मेल या ड्राफ्ट व्हाट्सएप मैसेज, तो यूके कस्टमर के लिए इस तरह से ड्राफ्ट मेल भेजना बना होगा या व्हाट्सएप मैसेज बना होगा, तो इट विल हेल्प टू अस टू सेंड देम in systematic way, and then we can later on we can talk to them, जैसे व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में दें या फेसबुक में, यानी उसमें
गुड
हम
गुड,
लोग भेजें।
समझ गया। मतलब आपको कोई एक कम्युनिकेशन ईडीएम मैसेज आप चाहते हो कि हम भेज पाए, राइट?
हाँ हाँ,
तो आई एम श्योर क्षितिज हमारे पास वो होगा, राइट?
वी कैन द ओनली थिंग इज हम लोग उसमें फिर हमारा ब्रांडिंग नहीं कर पाएंगे दर्शन। देयर इज अ
What?
रेगुलेशन बाय
Yeah.
एचएमआरसी।
Yeah, what you can do is, Kshitij, you can
Yeah.
create the draft, and it makes more sense if you put that message. What I have done is the brochure that we have, copy those points from there and put it on WhatsApp. And underneath, you write your name, your qualification, MDRT agent, life member, and all that. Put your email ID and phone number, and send that to the person in UK, and ask them to, in fact, put it to people who they know who may retire very soon in the next 2-3 years time, and they were planning to come back to India. Ask them to forward it to those people. So if it is a personalized message, it makes more sense than company giving out anything. Companies.
that is, we want
Yeah,
to
We can-
make
you can do that.
personalized message.
Personalized message you can send.
Yes.
And somebody has asked a question, the 40,000 voluntary pension, what is available? Can they send it to India? No, boss, they can't. They can't send it to India. This pension, when they have to get tax benefit, they have to invest in the country where they work. They cannot send it to India. How can you send it to India and ask UK government to give them tax benefit? Not possible.
Okay, we will take next question. We could see raised hand from Mr. SP Sharma. आपका कोई सवाल है शर्मा
जी
जी?
सर मैंने क्वेश्चन लिखा था, प्रॉब्ली इट वाज नॉट क्लैरिफाइड। एक्चुअली मेरा पॉइंट ये था कि से इंडिया में जैसे पेंशन फंड जो होता है ना, पीआरबीएस से सीपीएफ जो फंड ट्रांसफर करते हैं 40% एन्युटी के लिए, तो उसमें एडवाइजर के लिए कोई फायदा नहीं है एक्चुअली, बिकॉज इट इज ए बी टू बी ट्रांजेक्शन। ठीक है, तो सिमिलर लाइन में अगर जब एडवाइजर अप्रोच करता है किसी को 10 कैंडिडेट को लाने के लिए मैक्स लाइफ में, तो उसको तो कुछ शेयर जाना चाहिए ना। अब 40% जब डाइवर्ट हो जाता है, उसके बाद इंडिविजुअल कस्टमर का इंटरेस्ट नहीं रहता है, वो बोलता ऑलरेडी हमने
एक
एनएच
मिनट,
में डाल
कहाँ
दिया
से,
फोर्टी
कौन से फंड की
परसेंट
आप बात कर रहे हो जहाँ पे क्रेडिट नहीं मिलता? एचएमआरसी की बात कर रहे हो आप?
मैं बोल रहा हूँ जैसे कि अभी एक बार जब एन्युटी में 40% वो डाल देता है कोई कस्टमर, वो तो उसका हमें एन्युटी लेने से फायदा क्या है? तो उसमें होना चाहिए।
नहीं नहीं, आज हम क्यूरॉप्स के ऊपर बात कर रहे हैं। क्यूरॉप्स में हम आपको ये अपॉर्चुनिटी बता रहे हैं शर्मा
ठीक है
जी।
सर, आप यूरोप है, बट टॉपिक तो वही है ना, इंडिया से लाए फंड चाहे बाहर से लाए फंड, अल्टीमेटली इट गोइंग टू एक्सिस मैक्स ना। जब जब एनआरए के लिए फैसिलिटी है, तो इंडिया में लोग जो कर रहे हैं उसके लिए फैसिलिटी देना चाहिए ना, ताकि मोर एंड
नहीं,
मोर
फैसिलिटी है ना
डेवलप
सर।
करें।
आप समझो, देखो,
सर
अगर
एन्युटी, सर जो 40% जो जाता है बी टू बी
नहीं,
ट्रांजेक्शन में, उसमें कुछ नहीं है, उसके
40% ये
वाले
बताता हूँ
जो
मैं आपको,
परमानेंट जो एम्प्लॉय है एक्स एक्सिस के
ऐसे
उनको।
नहीं होता इसमें। 40-60 कुछ नहीं होता। देखो, जैसे आपका कोई प्रोस्पेक्ट है यूके में, सैलराइड है, उसका समझ लो 2 करोड़ का फंड है।
सर सर एनआरआई की मैं नहीं बात कर रहा हूँ, मैं बोल रहा हूँ सिमिलर लाइन में जो इंडिया में जो कर रहे हैं। ठीक है, जैसे मान
इंडिया में
लीजिए,
कहाँ कर रहे हैं आप बताओ एक बार थोड़ा।
मैं एग्जांपल दे रहा हूँ, देखो केस स्टडी दे रहा हूँ फिर से। जैसे मैं रिटायर हुआ, जैसे मान लीजिए, ठीक है,
हाँ
मेरे पास 1 ईयर का फंड था पीआरबीएस में,
हाँ।
पीआरबीएस को एनपीएस में डाइवर्ट किया, तो 40% आपको डालना ही डालना है उस। ठीक है, वो बी टू बी ट्रांजेक्शन होता है, रिमेनिंग 60% बच जाता है। उसका कोई कहता है इंडिविजुअल कस्टमर का इंटरेस्ट नहीं रहता है, बोलते ऑलरेडी मैन्युटी में हमने डाल दिया 40%, और दूसरा जब डाले म्यूचुअल फंड में डालूंगा मैं, बेटे की शादी में डालूंगा, तो वो इंटरेस्ट एडवाइजर
नहीं नहीं,
जो
वो
जो अप्रोच करता है इसको
इंडियन
कंफ्यूज
पैरेलल्स में
करता है।
हो सकता है ये क्वेरी, लेकिन हम
हाँ,
जो आज बात कर रहे हैं ना, आज
मैंने
का
बहुत
टॉपिक।
बहुत सारे से प्लेटफॉर्म पर रेज किया, इसमें काफी यूनिटी में काफी अच्छा, रिटायरमेंट में काफी अच्छा फंड आता है सर। और वो ओनली परमानेंट जो एम्प्लॉई एक्सिस मैक्स के, उनको 3% मिलता है। जो एडवाइजर एजेंसी से साइड है, जो अप्रोच करते हैं फंड
नहीं
को
नहीं
डाइवर्ट
सर,
करने
ये
में,
मैं
और
आपको
उनको
रोकूंगा एक बार सर। आज टॉपिक हुई है इंडियन वाला नहीं चल रहा है, हम क्यूरोप्स की बात कर रहे हैं, है ना। क्यूरोप्स में आप क्या कर सकते हो, यूके में जो प्रोस्पेक्ट है जो इंडिया में आने वाले हैं, या इंडिया में आ चुके हैं, उनका फंड वहां पर अवेलेबल है, उनकी प्रोस्पेक्ट की बात करें, वहां पे पूरा 100% का क्रेडिट मिलेगा,
ये
वहां पे
सर
कोई
इसीलिए तो
छोटी सी
मैं
नहीं
टॉप
है।
मैनेजमेंट को सर पॉइंट आउट।
सो लेट्स नॉट डाइवर्ट द टॉपिक सर, हम यूके पेंशन की बात कर रहे हैं। इंडिया के हम कभी और सेशन में हम दूसरे फोरम में हम रेस बिल्कुल कर लेंगे। शर्मा जी, आपका पॉइंट हम समझ गए। यहाँ पर हम बात कर रहे हैं यूके पेंशन की, वहां पे 40-60 ऐसे कुछ नहीं होता। क्षितिज, यू कैन ऑल्सो कंफर्म।
या 100% क्रेडिट है इसमें।
100% क्रेडिट मिलेगा। अगर मैं कोई प्रोस्पेक्ट, मैं एडवाइजर हूँ, मुझे कोई प्रोस्पेक्ट मिलता है यूके में, और वो फंड HMRC क्यूरॉप में उसका पड़ा, क्यूरॉप में पड़ा हुआ है, और वो मैं जिलिप प्रोडक्ट में ले रहा हूँ या स्वैग पेंशन में ले रहा हूँ, तो पूरा 2 करोड़ का मुझे फंड यहाँ पर आएगा, है ना। तो इसमें कोई 40-60 नहीं होगा। आप बाकी लोग कंफ्यूज नहीं होना है यहाँ पर, यू नो। लेट्स टेक द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन। गोरख शर्मा जी, आप आई थिंक आप ऑलरेडी पूछ चुके हो। नारायण जी, आप पूछ सकते हो।
सर अभी एक कस्टमर हम जो मेरा है, मतलब वो यूएस में डॉक्टर था, पीडियाट्रिक वो डॉक्टर था, लेकिन अभी वो अबू धाबी शिफ्ट हो गया है। तो उससे हम लोग उसको इंडिया में ही रहना जरूरी है, या फिर अबू धाबी से भी वो ट्रांसफर करा के ले सकते हैं?
नहीं नहीं, इंडिया में 5 साल एटलीस्ट रहना जरूरी है। इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग, क्षितिज यू कैन कंफर्म।
बट
या एक्सेप्ट।
यूएस एंड दुबई में जो पैसा कमाते हैं, उनका तो हमारा परमिशन ही नहीं है ट्रांसफर करने के यूरोप से।
नहीं नहीं, मतलब कैसा है मैडम, वो इंडियन ही है, लेकिन अभी वो टैक्सेशन की वजह से, यूके में जो टैक्सेशन है ना, उसकी वजह से वो अभी दुबई शिफ्ट हो गया, जहाँ
सो
पे
ही हैज अ पेंशन फंड इन यूके।
ही हैज गॉट अ पेंशन फंड। उधर उसने बहुत करीबन 5-6 साल वो सर्विस किया, अच्छा डॉक्टर
नहीं नहीं,
पीडियाट्रिशियन
मेरे
था वो।
हिसाब से वो
नहीं,
नहीं कर पाएगा अनलेस एंड अनटिल ही कम्स
until
बैक।
he
जब
moves
वो
to
इंडिया में
India.
आएगा ना, तब आप कर सकते हो।
तो वो
Okay, I
जो
think
व्यक्ति
I think
इंडिया
Darshan
में है,
what
उसी से हम लोग बात कर सकते हैं इसके बारे
हाँ
Yes,
जी
yes.
नारायण जी, so I think what we can do is Darshan, I'll just run through the PPT so that some of the queries will be sorted there itself, and then we'll have questions again. Is that okay?
चलेगा चलेगा, आई थिंक
है ना?
दैट वुड बी गुड। वी विल ऑलरेडी आई थिंक टेकन मोर क्वेश्चंस, तो थोड़ा सा थेरी देख लेते हैं क्विकली। सो
Yeah,
वी वुड थैंक लता मैम फॉर योर टाइम अगेन। थैंक यू वेरी मच
Thank
फॉर
you, Darshan.
लता
Thank you.
मैम।
thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Thanks a
या
lot.
क्षितिज, यू कैन टेक अहेड।
Okay, thank you. I'll just put up my screen. Let me know if it's visible. Darshan, please confirm if it is visible.
या जस्ट मेक इट अ फुल स्क्रीन।
Yeah. So we have talked about the Kurop's opportunity. Darshan, the screen is visible, right? Anyone can confirm the screen is visible?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. So we have talked about the opportunity with Lata ma'am. As she has rightly said, there are a lot of people who want to transfer their pension fund to India via Kurops. So, as I have already mentioned, this particular arrangement is for the people to transfer their hard-earned UK pension fund to India without paying taxes in UK. Okay, so if we look from the broader perspective, there are around 1.8 million NRIs in UK. Okay, and as per a study, 60% of these NRIs want to retire in India, want to spend their retirement life in India. Okay, and even if we take 0.1% of these 1.8 million NRIs coming back to India in a year, the opportunity size comes to 600 CR, which is a huge chunk. And this is yearly opportunity size. Okay. Now, what the NRIs are going to get in India if they transfer it to India? They will get better annuity returns. There will be better returns on their investments. They will have better control over their investment, over their funds, and less tax compared to UK. They will have to pay taxes in India, but they will be lesser compared to UK. Okay. So we'll move on. So I just wanted to show that what we have done through agency in the last 1 year. So we have done 7 cases worth 4 CR, and the average ticket size that has come is 57 lakhs. So you can understand how big the average ticket size is and what kind of credits we are looking at. Okay. Moving on. So when we talk about QROPs, there are some of the terminologies that we use. Okay. One is HMRC. Someone had asked what the HMRC stands for. So HMRC is basically His Majesty Revenues and Customs. It is the UK regulator. ये वो regulator है जिसने हमें permission दी है to be a QROPS and transfer the UK pension fund into a scheme. Okay. So this is the regulator जिसने ये पूरा arrangement set किया है with their regulations. Okay. HMRC is UK regulator. We have to keep this in mind. QROPS. QROPS is basically qualifying recognized overseas pension schemes, okay, which are our swag pension plan registered with UK regulator is called QROPS. Simple. Okay. Now, the third entity that we talk about is the UK fund house. These are the fund houses where the customer's pension fund is being managed. So they have accumulated their pension fund into these fund houses. It can be an Aviva, it can be a Standard Life, it can be a Legal and General. There are multiple fund houses in UK. So these are the fund houses where the customer's money is being managed. From there, we have to get the pension fund transferred to our plan. Okay. Now moving on, if we see what is the need for QROPS, as we have already explained that in UK also, if you are working, it is mandatory to have a pension fund. Like we have the PF in India, in UK also, if you are working, you have to have a pension fund. Okay. Now, withdrawal of the pension fund in UK is restricted. At the time of retirement, a person can withdraw only up to 25% as a lump sum tax-free withdrawal. Rest of the 75%, they will have to put it into annuity plan or the pensions that we call in UK. Okay. If they want to withdraw more than 25%, they have to pay 45% of tax on that money. It is flat. Flat 45% on the rest of the withdrawal, which is a high amount. And the third point, why there is a need for QROPS? An Indian working in UK have come back to India. They would want to, have the returns or the growth in their pension fund as per Indian perspective. The growth story that we have been talking about, the Indian growth story, they want to reap benefits from that on their pension fund. So these are the things that make the people want to transfer their pension fund to India. Okay, so if we look at an NRI in UK who's coming back to India, what choices does he have? First of all, they can withdraw funds and pay tax in UK, or they can opt for annuity in UK upon reaching pensionable age. Now, the annuity rates in UK are mere 2%. In India, we have more than 6%, 6.5%. So that is also a big difference. Third option the UK NRI has is to transfer the pension fund to QROPS in India without paying any tax in UK. What would be the benefit of this? Again, enjoying a regular steady income in India post-retirement, lifelong income, avail attractive guaranteed annuity rates, and it is a tax-efficient transfer of pension fund from UK to India. That means the customer is not paying any charge or taxes in UK for this transfer. Okay. Let me know if I'm going very fast because no one is talking, so I'm not sure if.
No, you are going
Yeah.
great. Kiti, you can go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Now, when we talk about international transfers without paying any taxes, there has to have some regulations, right? So there are two regulations which we need to keep in mind while talking to the customer. And these regulations are very important. If you are able to make the customer understand these regulations, if you are able to communicate these regulations perfectly to the customer is going to trust you. As Lata ma'am rightly said, trust is one thing which makes the customer yours. Okay. So first regulation is pension age test. So in UK, however, the retirement age is 67 years. The pension age for QROPS is 55 years, which means any kind of payout from the plan can happen only after customer turns 55 years of age. Simply put, कस्टमर का पैसा यहाँ पर ट्रांसफर होगा, हमारे प्लान में इन्वेस्ट होगा, लेकिन उसमें से किसी भी तरह का पे आउट कस्टमर को तभी जाएगा जब वो 55 साल का हो जाएगा. 55 या उससे ज्यादा का होता है तभी आप पे आउट्स कोई कस्टमर को कर पाएंगे. तो अगर हम कोई एन्युटी प्लान कस्टमर को दे रहे हैं, फॉर एग्जांपल स्वैग पेंशन प्लान, कस्टमर की एज इज 55 years, we have to give 5 years of deferment to the customer so that उसका एन्युटी चालू होगा 55 के बाद. Okay, this is the first regulation and this is set by HMRC.
Can I ask you one question? Sorry.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. The earlier slide that you were sharing, wherein you said that, they can transfer the entire fund to India. So my question
Right.
is, the entire corpus can be bring back to India without any tax. Is that correct? I got it right?
Exactly.
Or they have to pay certain amount there? Kuch tax lagega, some transactions or something, anything that they have?
Nothing. The whole amount is transferred to the QROPs. They
Thank
don't
you
have
so
to pay
much.
anything. Yeah. Okay. So the first regulation, 55 years, no payout. Before 55, no payout to the customer. The money is being transferred to India, but any kind of payouts from the plan can happen only after customer turns 55 years of age. The second and very important regulation is about overseas transfer charge. Okay, so we just had a question that if the customer has moved to another country and they want to transfer to India. Okay, so this will answer that question. So what the HMRC says about this regulation is, at the time of transfer of the pension fund to a QROPS, the customer has to be in India. If we are talking about Indian QROPS, okay? So the customer has to be in India. Second thing, after the transfer also, the customer has to stay a tax resident of India for the next 5 tax years. Okay, which means the customer has decided to settle down in India, essentially. Okay, so at least for the next 5 tax years, the customer has to stay a tax resident of the country. So for being a tax resident of the country, what the customer will have to do, he or she will have to spend at least 182 days every year for the next 5 years in India. Okay, if this particular regulation is not followed, there is a 25% overseas transfer charge which is paid to HMRC by customer on the fund value. So that is why this is very important to communicate to the customer that he or she is coming back to India and are going to stay in India for at least next 5 tax years. Then there will be no charge, no tax, nothing on the pension fund transfer. Okay. This is very important. Please ask your questions if you have any. Darshan, please check if someone has any question on this.
Yeah, I think there is one question in chat box.
Yeah.
Will the amount directly transfer to our plan?
Yes, it will
Very
be
simple
directly
question.
transferred.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be directly transferred to Axis Max Life account and then we'll log in the plan in the customer's name.
तो इसलिए डायरेक्ट ट्रांसफर हो पा रहा है पूर्णिमा मैम, क्योंकि वी आर रजिस्टर्ड विद HMRC, है ना. पहले ये हम रजिस्टर्ड नहीं थे, बट आई थिंक पिछले 2.5 साल से वी आर रजिस्टर्ड विद HMRC. सो ये डायरेक्ट ट्रांसफर होगा विदाउट इनकरिंग एनी टैक्स. जैसे प्रिया ने सवाल पूछा था कि क्या ये ट्रांसफर करते वक्त कोई टैक्स लगेगा, नहीं टैक्स लगेगा. पूरा अमाउंट ट्रांसफर हो जाएगा विदाउट पेइंग एनी टैक्स टू यूके के NRI को.
Okay, on this particular regulations, does anyone has any question? I hope these regulations are clear because we'll have to talk about these regulations to the customer. हमें इन regulations के बारे में customer को जरूर बताना है when we are talking about QROPs.
नहीं, आप एक बार ब्रीफ में बता दो क्षितिज.
ठीक है, I'll just move on since I have explained the regulations. I'll move on and then we can take the questions at the end. Yeah. Now, what are the products that are registered as QROPs with HMRC? Good news, we have got Axis Max Life Forever Young Plan, Forever Young Pension Plan also registered with HMRC as QROPs. We have got the license last night.
Oh, great. ये
Okay.
कब से चालू हो गया?
Last night only we have got the license.
ओ वेरी गुड। तो अभी एंट्री एज हमारा कितना हो गया? जो 43
अभी
था।
एंट्री एज हमारा 18 है वैसे तो, हाउएवर 18 तो ऑब्वियसली डोंट हैव पेंशन फंड इन यूके, बट so
या
there is no
मतलब कोई भी फॉर
minimum age.
एग्जांपल हु इज इवन बिटवीन 35 to 45 दे कैन
Yes,
ऑप्ट फॉर,
anyone,
अगर वो
even
अर्ली
25,
रिटायरमेंट करके आना चाहते हैं।
even 25 people who go after engineering, work for 3 4 years in UK, come back, 25K hai, they can also transfer their pension.
यस यस।
This is a very important slide, Kshitij. What you
Yeah,
should do is, send this to us on WhatsApp in the group so that we can share it in our UK communities and get benefit. There are, like you said, there are a lot of engineers who have worked there for 3 years, 4 years, or for because the company is not willing to sponsor their visa. Unfortunately, many of them come back to India
exactly,
and they keep
exactly.
looking for a job there, but they start working here. So for them, it's a wonderful opportunity. It may not be big money, but whatever money they have put in is also instead of lying there and rotting there. If it comes to India and he can take out, I think in forever young pension we can give pension
Yes.
from the age of 50, not even 55.
For Curops, ma'am, we'll have to wait till 55.
55, but still it makes sense. Whatever little money they have, it will keep growing, right? So please do send this and the other brochure, earlier brochure you shared, where
Yeah,
if they are not staying in India for 5 years, they have to pay 25% to
या
HMRC.
right, right.
That slide also you have to send.
Sure,
या
sure. So I'll just explain the plans in a brief. So why there is a 45 minimum age for guaranteed lifetime income plan is because the maximum deferment allowed in a GLIP is 10 years, and 55 is the age from where we can start paying annuities to the customer. So if a 45 years old customer comes to us and says that he wants to transfer his money into Curops GLIP, then we have to give them a 10 years of deferment. But if a 44-year or a 43 years old customer comes to us and asks us to give him GLIP under QROPS, we will not be able to give him because the minimum age or the maximum deferment allowed is 10 years. For a 43 years old, if we are giving 10 years deferment, the annuities will start at 53, which is not allowed as per HMRC's regulation. That is why the minimum entry age for a guaranteed lifetime income plan becomes 45. And similarly for SWAG pension plan, the minimum age becomes 43 because the maximum deferment allowed in a SWAG pension plan is 12 years. Okay. Now, when it comes to a forever young pension plan, we have the policy term. So the range is large. So we can start giving this forever young pension plan to a customer. Say a customer is age 25, as we were discussing. Say a customer is age 25. We can give him a 30 years policy term and give him a QROPS and a QROPS forever young pension plan. So after at the time of 55, his vesting age, at the time of vesting, his age will be 55, and he'll be able to take the benefits at that time. Okay. So for 30 years, his money will stay invested in Forever Young Pension Plan. So it will be increasing. Forever Young Pension Plan is a ULIP pension plan. His money will be put into equity and debt markets. So there will be returns. His money will be growing. And after 30 years, whatever the pension fund value is, from that he can take 60% as a lump sum without paying any taxes. And 40% he has to have an annuity plan again. So this is the beauty of this
I,
Forever Young Pension Plan. Yeah.
Kshitij, that 40% and 60% thing, earlier
Hmm.
it was much lesser. It was only
Yeah, earlier it
10%.
was one third, two third.
Yeah,
Correct.
one third and two third. You have to make a special slide for that. This is a very
Yes.
interesting, option, even for people who want to transfer their pension. The biggest challenge is that if we can give them, huge chunk of money, 60% of the
Correct.
money as cash back, they can invest
Correct.
it wherever they want. This makes a
Right.
big, unique selling point for us to transfer as Curops because
Definitely.
60% money, please make a huge slide out of this. We should utilize this slide to talk to our clients and tell them, boss, after the age of 55 you withdraw that money tax free.
Absolutely.
Amazing point for us to sell. I think you should do a
Yes.
big brochure out of this.
Sure, ma'am. Will do. Thank you. So The Forever Young pension plan we can sell. Now we are open to all the ages in QROPS. Earlier we used to, start from 43. Now we are open for all the ages. Okay. Now coming to the process, the most talked about point that okay, I've got a lead, now what to do? So first of all, we'll have to identify what is the plan. As we were discussing, what is the plan that suits the customers? What is the plan that is according to the regulation of 55 years? Okay, once that is decided, there will be a pre-login requirements and process, which I'm going to explain in the next slide, which is very simple. And then there is a login and issuance process, the same login process that you follow for any other plan that you are doing. The same login process will be followed, and there will be post-issuance services. Okay. Now talking about the pre-login requirements or the pre-login process. Okay, you have got a QROPS customer, you have explained to him what is the product. Now what the customer has to do? Simply the customer has to send an email to their UK pension fund house saying that he wants to transfer his pension funds to India into a QROPS, and for that he requires a transfer application form. A simple email with his references with the fund house sent to the fund house. The fund house will revert to the customer with a form. Once the form is with the customer, all you need to do is connect with me and my team. We will help you out, help you and the customer fill up the form. From there on, we'll be hand-holding you throughout the process. You don't have to worry about anything. Only thing that you have to do is ask the customer to get the form from the fund house. Once he has the forms, we will be helping you out with completing the form, completing the documentation. Once the documentation and forms are completed, you will just have to submit it to us at HO, to me over the mail as well. It works. Now, once I have the forms and the documents, we will be sending it to the fund house for initiating the transfer of pension fund. So it will be the communication between us, that is Axis Max Life, and the fund house, UK fund house. Okay. So from there, the UK fund house, what they'll do is they will check all the forms and the documents. If they are all in place, they will initiate the transfer of the pension fund directly to the Axis Max Life account. So the funds have come directly to the Axis Max Life account, and what you'll have to do, you'll just have to log in the plan in the customer's name with that fund. Simple. And that's the end of the process. Simple.
आई थिंक ये प्रोसेस देख के बहुत सारे लोग डर गए होंगे, बट यू डोंट नीड टू वरी. क्षितिज एंड टीम इज देयर टू असिस्ट यू. ओनली थिंग व्हाट यू हैव टू डू प्राइमरीली इज टू गेट द प्रोस्पेक्ट इन. आप अगर प्रोस्पेक्ट को रेडी करते हो, सारा प्रोसेस में आपको कुछ नहीं करना है. इन एंड आउट आपको इसमें सपोर्ट मिल जाएगा. क्या चीज से स्टार्ट करना है, कैसे प्रोसेस स्टार्ट करना है, कैसे मेल डालने हैं, सारा उसका ड्राफ्ट हमारे पास अवेलेबल है. यू डोंट नीड टू वरी. जस्ट आपको इन्फॉर्मेशन के लिए यहाँ पे प्रोसेस दिखाया जा रहा है. व्हाट इज इंपॉर्टेंट इज आइडेंटिफाई द प्रोस्पेक्ट्स. क्या ऐसे कितने आप यूके में लोग है जो इंडिया में आना चाहते हैं. आप जानते हो एनआरआई है, कुछ साल काम कर चुके हैं, आप चेक करो. हमारे पास कुछ कंपनीज के नाम भी है जो कंपनी में काम कर रहे हैं. आई थिंक वी हैव दैट लिस्ट आल्सो, क्षितिज, राइट? इफ यू कैन पुट अप दैट लिस्ट आल्सो वेयर वी कैन शो कौन से कंट्री में कंपनीज में वो काम कर रहे हैं. अगर 5 साल भी कोई रहता है वहां पे, तो भी एक अच्छा खासा कॉर्पस बन सकता है.
बिल्कुल. 5 साल में भी दे कैन क्रिएट अराउंड 40 lakhs ऑफ कॉर्पस.
करेक्ट. सो इट्स अ वेरी गुड अपॉर्चुनिटी. आई गेस ये लेस स्पोकन रहा है. आई थिंक आज हमने डिटेल में सेशन किया है, तो आई एम श्योर यहाँ पर भी हम अच्छी प्रोस्पेक्टिंग कर पाएंगे रेदर देन ट्रेडिशनल एनआरआई चीजें जो हम कर रहे हैं. इसके अलावा आई थिंक दिस इज वन more opportunity from different pool. Yeah.
And as I showed earlier, our team has already done some QROPS cases. Senthil, are you there on the call? Senthil, you can share your experience as well, how the process was. Was it tedious or was it smooth?
I think Senthil has logged out. He was there.
Okay.
I guess he is not there right now. But we have done this. हमने इतने सारे केसेस किए हैं. ऐसा कोई भी केस नहीं है जो प्रोसेस के वजह से अटक गया हो या नहीं कर पाए, है ना. सारे केसेस हमारे ऑलरेडी क्लियर हो चुके हैं. सो यू डोंट नीड टू वरी अबाउट प्रोसेस. अगेन आई एम रिइटरेटिंग, फाइंड आउट द प्रोस्पेक्ट एंड लीव इट टू अस.
Even if you want me to join you on a call with the customer, please reach out to
या
me
क्षितिज
or
आपका एक बार
Darshan.
नंबर चैट में जरूर लिख देना.
Yeah, I'll write my number. Please reach
या
out to me. We will have a discussion with the customer, and I assure you the customer is not going to go anywhere else. They will stay with us. We will explain to the customer everything about QRops, and I assure you, you will have that customer. You will have the trust of that customer.
Yeah. So I think we are good to go.
Yeah.
We are done almost 1 hour, 15 minutes of time. I think this concept of HMRC is unique. बहुत कम लोग इसके बारे में जानते हैं. But today, हम डिटेल में इसको समझ पाए. Thanks, Kshitij again, and Lata ma'am, special thanks to you for taking out time.
Yeah,
I'm sure
thank you.
this will be useful.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Kshitij, please send your number to me.
Yeah, I've just written it on the chat for everyone to see.
Yeah,
I'll
it is in the
text
chat
you
box now.
separately as well, Lata.
Yeah.
And we will record. We have recorded this session also, so we will send this session also to all of you. अगर आप कुछ miss कर गए तो, right?
So wishing everybody a
Recording
bright
stopped.
prospecting thing. This is one more place where you can look for huge numbers of business. Start talking to your natural market. Ask your friends, and send these brochures. Make personalized brochures and send it out to them. Ask them to circulate it and keep in touch with them so that you get some referrals. You never know, out of a blue you can get some 5, 6, 7 crores at a time.
Right. Thank you
All the
so
best.
much, ma'am.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
everyone, for joining in.